Hello, it's about a month since I last posted. I'm just going to do a little walk around today. Quite a bit happening. It's the 11th of October. It's early evening here today. I've had a busy day. It's been a beautiful day here. We are getting cold mornings now. Nowhere near frost, but we are getting heavy dews. It's been quite windy over the last week, but actually it's been mild today. It's been a lovely sunny day and it's been very calm, so it's been a good day. We've had a ride up to Peter Kerry's today. A couple of my pals wanted some of his new hybrid, and his leeks are looking quite nice. But Peter's informed me he is going to have a year off this year, and he's not going to be growing for exhibition. So we'll miss his little posts. Never mind, I'll do a post in here. I'm in the bottom greenhouse. We start setting leeks away in here, and I always wait until my show, the horticultural show in Stanley, is over with. I waited about a week. We gutted this one out, cleaned it out, nicely sterilised it, and then started setting leeks away. So it would be about round about the 20th of September when I actually started. But I'll turn the camera around, we'll take a little look, and I'll walk you around what's actually going on. Right, as we see, I'm setting away in cells. Some of these are actually tiny, if we take a closer look. These are the late set ones. Again, on this side, you can see very small. These have only been set in the last few days. Moving down, you can see it starts to turn into a lawn of grass. And as we can see, both sides, this is where we started sowing, down here. Everything in here is from grass. There's different breeds all the way through. This was a particularly good one. Jimmy Dunnett's Cumbrian. It was a beautiful straight leek. Very popular. It is a Cumbrian, but it's a superb leek. So that's one that I would recommend people for this year. Plenty of Blanche leeks, the Berwick. A few Pendle set. I've still got lots of head of these. Right, I've got 3 new ones myself. This particular one is a Blanche leek. It was superb. I had it down as number 1 seedling Blanche leek. It is a cross from a Pendle and a JSN. I've called it Princess C. So hopefully Princess Catherine, it'll be a beauty. It was a beauty. I'm hoping that's going to be a really good leek. New pot leek. I've got a couple of new pot leeks. One I've just taken a tree up the top. This is one here. And I've aptly called it King Charles. And I've got... keep kidding Alan Stoker on it because it's going to be the king of leeks this year. I do think it'll be very good, so it's something to watch out for. Another one, Prince William. So this year I've turned very royal. These are 3 new leeks. Princess C is the only Blanche leek. King Charles and Prince William, which is Prince William here. These are 2 new pot, and they're going to be something to watch out for because I do feel both pot leeks will be very good and the Blanche leek will be very good. I am fairly strict with my seedlings. We've had a look at Peter Kerry's today. He bred a few seedlings this year. There was one I picked out early in the year and one he picked out. We had a little competition to see which was the best. And I must be honest, his has ended up the best. It is very slightly tapered, but it's a beautiful leek. Turn this around. It was a beautiful leek. Just like what I do like to see. It was a lovely shape for all it was slightly tapered. It was straight-sided but just tapered, not heavy wedged. It was very fine foliage, so it stripped very well. Didn't go too long. It was just a beautiful leek. He's got it back to seed and it looks very good. The one I chose is very, very straight. The only trouble is it's thicker in the flag and it will strip a bit more coarse. I can see it, the way it's standing at the present moment. But it may still make a good leek, so there's 2 really good ones. He had a couple of others there, but they were falling behind at the 2 we'd actually looked at. So, we've got something to look forward to this year and into next year. We'll take a quick look at some stock. Right, my Pendle, these were set away late. No suckers in any of them, as you can see. These were the last leeks that I actually lifted and put back to seed. Exactly the same method as I did show on the early stages. Cut the tops off. New growth popping through there. They're all doing quite nice. No suckers in any of them. They're just popping away nicely. Some heads along here. These are Cumbrian, moving along. These are all Cumbrian, a few CSCs. Pendles at the back, there's a lot of nice fresh pendle heads still to come. These are all pendle. And then we move on. This is the leek that Billy Rumney's made famous. It's Mick Wood's number 2. I don't know what it's actually bred from. It's very much like a CSC or a blue to me. So these are lovely and fresh, as you can see. Nice stems. We've got the king pods growing away on them. Good stems right down at the base. I'm looking to set these as late as possible because from what I can see in the last year or two, everybody's fighting for big leeks early on, and the shows have suffered because we haven't seen any exceptional quality leeks. Most of them have been over the top, well stripped. I do judge quite a few shows, and most of the comments that I've put on the shows this year, overstripped, thrip damage. So we need to get on top of our thrips in an earlier stage. And well, I'm trying to set these away as late as possible. I'd like to get these through into late November if I can. They are lovely and fresh at the base, so hopefully I will do. If we remember early on, I did say I was burnt with the sun. These are all completely no good. These will be burnt. But I've got more heads still up in the dog kennels, so I'm okay. Got quite a few heads on the far side. These are all CSCs. They're looking good, so no issues there. My stock plants are all growing away nicely now. If you remember, they were all cut clean off, but they are coming away just as I would expect. New growth popping through. The later ones are here, and for all I did skin them down, you can see this is still to be removed, but the plants are coming through nice and healthy. I'm quite happy with that. A few later ones there. And as you can see, this will all be removed as the plants start to grow. But I'm not worried if that stays on for the winter. It is like a protection. It will go through, and protect over the winter months against the hard cold. These are Billy Rumney's leek. Billy did very well. He's won a couple of shows. Peter Kerry's done very well this year. They are the main ones. A new lad, Anthony, Tony, who won up at our show. He won the National Pot League with Betty Blacks. They were really good. And I must say, Stewie May showed some really big CSCs, 360 up at our show in Stanley. So would have been an excellent show for anyone to look at. Still a bit early for putting onions back to seed. You can see some really nice shaped onions here. These are all 10-pound onions. You can see I've just left them to dry out. Most of my onion stock's up the top. And these are king pods that have come from last year's seed heads. And they've produced king pods. I've got a few of those lying around, as you can see. I'll see, they may go back to seed. I've got plenty of onions for stock, so that's the main thing. Right, moving on from the Blanche leeks, we'll take a quick look around. Blanche leek bed and onion bed all stripped out. I did pull a few, put a few beetroot in later on, and it's actually almost ready to pull. So there's that was just 3 or 4 barrels, which I emptied the onions out early. So they are ready to be stripped off, dug out, ready for the new compost to go in the spring. I am going to have a go because I have that new Blanche leek this year. Moving into the trenches. All the trenches are now stripped out. I have forked them over this year, which last year I did 2 trenches no dig. I put some green manure on top of here, and it's germinated very rapidly, come through very well. If you remember, I had my worm bins. I had I think there was 9 worm bins, and I've tipped them out, given the worms a chance to get out them, and these will be spread. I've done that particular trench there. The worm bins have been tipped out. The worms in will go down at the trenches, and you can see I've put it on all of them. It's looking good. That'll just be dragged over the top of the trenches. Hopefully the worms have dispersed down at the trench, and basically these are all done, just awaiting soil test results back. So we'll see what the soil test says, and then we'll decide what to put in them. Up the top, where I had problems with mare's tail and everything, the weeds got out of control this year, and I didn't get anything up there. But I've had a good friend. We'll move up and take a look. He's coming to help me. As you can see, I've still got shading up at the moment, which we had for the high temperatures this year. That'll all be removed peeled back, and I'm going to look at putting some different types of shading up this year. This is the trench where the wall caved over and I had to empty. It was full of mare's tail. It was all riddled out and put into the footpath. So I'm now ready to actually clean this footpath out, which I'll be doing this week, and start to bricklay. I'm not a good bricklayer, but if there's any budding bricklayers, apprentice bricklayers, or anybody out there who wants to come and give a hand, I'm certainly willing to give them a good day's pay or a couple of days' pay for to come and help. But if not, I'll get on with it myself. 2 trenches, which we didn't do much with last year, had the worms stood on here. We've completely cleaned this one out. I've decided that I'll probably grow in pots in here. I am going to grow quite a few plants in pots this year, whether it be onions, pot leeks, or a few exhibition pot plants. And the same here. We've covered it with the black felt on both of them, so they're about ready. I'll quickly move up into the top polytunnel where I'm working as well, and we'll have a look in there. As we go up, you can see this is the dog kennels where I've still got heads in here. They're still looking quite nice as well. They've lasted very well. There's still about maybe 20 heads in there, which I think they're mainly Cumbrian and Pendle. So I'll be setting them later. Right, we're in the top polytunnel. We have a few hydrangea cuttings down on the bottom. They've grown into super plants. At the moment they're in 2-litre pots. They've branched very well and they're coming away nicely. So as they start to drop the leaf, they'll go outside. A few coleus plants in there, which we grew on just for display purposes. They were beautiful. I may try and get some cuttings. I'm a little bit late. A few hang baskets. I don't do many winter baskets, but these are for the fish key, North Shields fish key. They'll be going down this weekend. And just a few in plastic pots. They look nice and they should go through the winter. This has been sterilised out. This entire polytunnel was cleaned out last weekend and completely sterilised. We did put some smoke bombs in here, so it's nice and clean. We give it a couple of days to, aerate out. It's all been, the bench is all washed down. All the trays which I start off are the 84s. They've all been washed. My grandchildren were up at the weekend. They all wanted a bit of work, so they all got it. They've been on washing all these. So they're lying around on the benches, all ready to be used up. I am ridding soil netting here, and we started today, so we've got a few set in here today. We'll be on busy all week in here. Apart from that, a few onions over there. Not much else. Temperatures. That's over the last few days. It's been down to 46 and up to 90. That's Fahrenheit. Yeah, Fahrenheit. At the present moment, it's at 60 degrees in here, so it's okay. Tray is ready for tomorrow. A few leeks I've potted on. King Charles on the left. And a few of Peter Carey's new number 1 hybrid that he won with 2 years ago. I've been on riddling clover compost. As you can see, it's just ready to put it into the cells. Put it in and give it a good watering before we set plants away. That's about it. The top greenhouse is all cleaned out. It's all prepared, but I do need to replace probably half a dozen panes of glass, and I'm possibly looking at siliconing right the way along the top to stop any drips that's coming in, because it is an older greenhouse. Never mind, that's about it for the day. I don't know if anyone's going down to Medwin's weekend, the talk-in that he holds. He's got some good speakers on this year. I am doing a talk for him down there, so anyone going down there, we'll look forward to seeing you. Alan Stoko, he's on holiday at the moment. He's in Benidorm, lying on the beach sunning himself. How can he beat us with leeks? He's got no chance. So Alan Stoko, have a good look at this tonight and just worry yourself sick, because you're not going to win anything next year. Good lad, thanks a lot. See you later. Bye-bye.